Now, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like the military Ghost Recon style shooter is returning in the form of CROSSFIRE. Not CROSSFIRE X from 2021 by Remedy Studios, which as soon as it opened, it's nothing compared to the South Korean game of the same name, but actually just CROSSFIRE from 2007, and is still an ongoing beast today. But Summer Game Fest, which has just passed us by last week, people didn't talk about this new CROSSFIRE game from a couple of ex-developers from Naughty Dog who've also worked on Call of Duty and the Uncharted games. So without further ado, folks, I should let you know as well that I did actually come across a video from Mr. Luke Stevens, who talked about this, who actually flew out at 5 a.m. to Los Angeles to be with the developers who showed them this gameplay, because I guess we're all burnt by fake AI, really good looking gameplay. Remember The Division when that was previewed many years ago? But everybody said, oh, the script is it's too perfect. All the character movements just seem to be not what you expect from a next-gen game of that era. But of course, people now know that elements of that trailer were quite faked. Just to understate it, that's UbiSLOP for you. And I do like Max Scoville. He's really funny, actually. That's a crazy shirt, man.
Last of Us to Call of Duty, and yesterday we finally got to see what they've been working on, CROSSFIRE. Here to tell us about it, That's No Moon Chief Creative Officer Taylor Kurosaki and Game Director Jacob Minkoff. Welcome. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for finally showing off that game.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, so this is a tactical cover shooter with heavy narrative elements.
Oh no, he's on Blue Sky. Never mind.
That shows that much of what is clearly gameplay. Can you give us a little bit of a sit rep in terms of just sort of who are the key players, where are we, what's going on?
So the story centers around two ideologically opposed operators, Layla Qasem and Delroy Cross, and they are thrust into a pressure situation, and they must temporarily put aside their differences in order to survive.
Okay.
And that's where the Ghost Recon element comes into it. Very sci-fi, very cool.
Conventionally tactical, realistic military stuff. Then you get some sort of sci-fi elements leaking in there. Can you touch a little bit on sort of how you're balancing grounded realism with supernatural stuff?
Sure, yeah. So we say that the game is like 80% military and 20% sci-fi. We'll be talking about the sci-fi more later.
Nice.
The important thing is that it's all about the pressure placed on these characters that makes them work together despite being ideologically opposed.
Right, that's all I'm going to watch for this interview for the time being, because it does go on for 12 minutes and I don't really want to take up a lot of your time, folks, but I might come back to it in a few minutes just to see what else Max talks about here. But I want to show you this here, folks, because you should probably get to know a little bit more about who That's No Moon Studios are. So again, we strive to make games that will leave a lasting impression and that reflect who we are and what we value the most. And again, having a quick skirt around on this website of theirs, I don't see any red flags, and even if there were, I don't really want to start getting into the bad habit of calling them out every single time. So Tina Kowalowski, a co-founder, Taylor Kurosaki, he's the main guy, and Nick Kononelos, who obviously might be Greek. I say obviously, he might not be, but Kononelos does sound like a Greek surname of sorts. And do you know what, folks? Let's have a look at the actual trailer itself in glorious 4K. This thing is pretty damn amazing, actually. Again, I mean, by the way, you've got to note here, folks, this already has a downvote of 1,100 folks. Maybe because they think it's fake gameplay. I don't know what the actual traction is going on here is, but again, yep, people have already spotted who the actress is, because she does look amazing. I was blown away by her facial capture.
They're greedy. They're cruel. They lie. They're bullies.
Hey, Stokes? Yeah, I'll go one.
So that's what I say when I look at someone like you.
So at first when I saw her face, I thought, yeah, I did play Modern Warfare, the reboot from 2019. I think it was about that time. And immediately people are saying, oh, is that Farah from Call of Duty? I've got to say her facial capture is perfect. I mean, even if I didn't recognize who the actress was at first, I just thought, wow, in a day and era where people are complaining about uglified females and why don't they scan the actresses properly as opposed to the male counterparts who have no problem getting a full body scan and facial scan, and they look magnificent when they step in front of the cameras. But here they've really done her a lot of justice. I mean, she's great. Claudia Dumit is the actress from The Boys. I think she's actually a very funny woman from what I've seen of her. I mean, these guys appeared at Summer Game Fest. Why would you jeopardize your reputation by putting a fake AI gameplay together of characters and employing an actress like Claudia to be one of your central lead characters? So let's carry on.
Fully.
See, that's why we're different. I genuinely like most people.
Oh, well, then you're truly a sick fuck.
So I'm hoping this game is released sometime next year. That would be my best guess.
We need to move.
Now, this part to me reminds me so much of Uncharted 2 if it had a proper remaster, the Shangri-La level, if you know what I'm on about. So again, obviously you can tell this is an Uncharted X-development team who are working hard to bring this landscape to life, and I think it looks absolutely terrific so far.
Coming for us. You're not one of them anymore.
Yeah, well, that's temporary. Just like you and me.
You guys don't understand the real threat. Not like we...
By the way, I should point out, and it's not a big deal, but I thought it was pretty funny that this gentleman here is being voiced by a black dude from Britain called Ricky Whittle, who, by the way, is a very good actor, but interestingly, he's lending his voice to somebody who doesn't match his own self ethnically. But what does that matter, right? But people do complain about that every now and then. So I should just bring up the fact that, hey, if you got the best vocals for that particular character, then hey, it could be worse. We could be having Deborah Wilson playing this role. But let's get back to the gameplay trailer, folks.
We need to move. I'll be coming for you.
Coming for us.
Or just coming. It looks really, really good, by the way. This game looks fantastic.
Just like you and me.
You guys don't understand the real threat. Not like we do.
If I go to work with my enemy to survive, so be it. For now.
Either we fight those things together or die alone.
So they're obviously having a bit of a strong disagreement there.
I have the phone.
No. Do not touch him.
Ooh. That's where the supernatural element comes into it. Damn.
We fight together or die alone.
I'm probably going to guess that he dies and she lives. And have we got a release date? Nothing, just wish list now. Smilegate are the South Korean company that are actually publishing this game as well, and obviously helped to get That's No Moon Studios rising out there. So interestingly enough, it is captured on PC, but it's only available on PlayStation 5, which is a bit of a bummer actually. I hope they change their minds about that and they expand it, maybe multi-plat or perhaps even PC eventually, because I would expect this to be here, but we'll wait and see. I don't think that question was ever raised when they were talking to Jacob and Taylor, But what a shame, because again, a lot of South Korean, or should I say a lot of Asian companies such as Japan and obviously people in Korea are cutting ties with Sony just to publish their own games, because I guess if you partner up with Sony, it's bad news in the end.
A certain level to buy into the narrative. Really, when Jake and I make these games, it's all about connecting and intertwining the story and the design. And so this is a story where Layla and Delroy literally say we either need to fight together or die alone. And so the gameplay has to support that. But at the end of the day, it's a mainstream game. I mean, Jake really likes a lot of these mil-sim tactical games, but he's always wanted to bring a lot of those elements to a broader audience.
Yeah, adaptive cover.
Not a modern audience, a broader audience.
The system chooses
So he's putting the Ghost into Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter, which, by the way, one of my all-time favorite military shooters. I love military shooters anyway, especially when they're in the third-person aspect. So it's really exciting to see that this type of game is actually coming back, is making a comeback. I think these developers are extremely passionate. They know what type of game they want to make, and I completely support that ideology. I just wish this game was actually coming out on more platforms rather than just being tailgated to the PlayStation 5, which, you know, it might be one of the best-selling consoles out there, but my God, Sony just don't know how to run that model efficiently. But you know what, folks? I want to end this with the lovely Victoria Newman from The Boys, played by Claudia Dumit, and she actually is a bit of a babe, and she's pretty funny, actually. Maybe the new Claudia Black, if you like.
I was having a really fun day, and then they called me in, and they rigged me up, and told me to move around a bunch, and then they laid me in a, you know, in some fake blood. And they were like, now just put your eyes in the back of your head and you're dead. So it was fun.
It was a pretty epic death, though.
It was.
I mean, because that's the first time we see Butcher's, like, tentacle thing.
I know, I've been waiting all season to see that.
And you're a part of that.
I know. So that's cool.
That is pretty cool.
It's scary. It's an intense tentacle.
It is scary.
Power.
I know. And right in front of your kid. Like, come on.
Right. I mean, she's knocked out.
Well, I didn't know that about season 4 of The Boys, nor do I care, to be honest, but I'll probably get around to watching it at some point, because that's one particular show I'm not particularly that big a fan of anymore since season 1. But anyway, we were talking about the actual game they call Crossfire, not that one that failed so miserably for Remedy Studios, and I can't wait to see if they experience the same type of reaction when they give us a first glimpse of Max Payne, which will probably be maybe towards the end of this year or maybe at the beginning of next year. So what did you think, folks? Did Crossfire from That's No Moon Studios impress you? I was suitably impressed, really impressed actually. The terrain, I get the impression that this game's going to be like, it's going to be set in one single facility, and it's these two operatives, and eventually I think the number of the waves of enemies will get more and more. And I suppose, again, as they talked about in that interview with IGN's Max Schofield, it's going to be what difficulty level that you set it at. A bit like Gears of War, actually, when you think about it. If you put it to the highest difficulty, which I think is insane, you get the best gameplay elements ever and more challenging enemies coming at you. But on that one, ladies and gentlemen, if you were me and if I were you, I will catch you catching me for the return of the next video.